God's unique plan for world renewal. Fourth lesson. The Father of all the souls. God the Father is given different names and forms. Despite having different names and forms, there is one form which is accepted in every religion. How? The jyotirlingam, like Rameshwaram and so on, are worshipped in our land of Bharat. It is said, Ram also worshipped. Ram is considered as God. Still, whom did he worship? He worshipped Shiv. So, is Ram God or is Shiv God? Certainly, Shiv is God. Similarly, the temple of Gopeshwaram is also built. Krishna is called Gop. This proves that Krishna wasn't God either. In fact, Ram and Krishna also have God who made them into the ones complete with 16 celestial degrees from a man. In the same way, there are the temples of Kedarnath, Badrinath, Kashi Vishwanath and Somnath. The remembrances in all these temples show that here, in India, that incorporeal light is believed to be in the form of jyotirlingam. There is a temple of Pashupatinath in Nepal. At the end of the Iron Age, all the human beings start behaving like animals. It is the incorporeal Shivbaba alone who transforms even those animals, the monkeys of Ram's army, into those worthy of being worshipped in temples. Alright, leave the topic of the Hindus. The Muslims go for Hajj, a pilgrimage to Mecca. There, Muhammad had embedded a stone in the wall. He named it Sang-e-Aswad. Even now, until the Muslims kiss that stone, it isn't considered that they buffed their forehead to the ground in prayer to Allah. Their pilgrimage to Hajj isn't considered to be complete. It means that they too accept that incorporeal one even now, although they don't believe in worshipping idols made of stone. In fact, they have been the destroyers of idols and shivlings. They came here, in Bharat, and broke the shivlings, but they believe in the stone there, at Mecca. Even today, the Buddhists, in China and Japan, are seen to be focusing their vision on a small round stone, placed on a round table. This proves that they also believe in that incorporeal one. Guru Nanak has often said, Ek Omkar Nirankar, Sadguru Akalmurt. The one incorporeal God is the Sadguru, who can't be devoured by death. A praise among the Sikhs. They definitely believe in the incorporeal one. In the Bible, the religious book of the Christians, it is written at many places, God is light. It means the Supreme Soul is in the form of light. This means that the incorporeal light is believed in all the religions. If all the religions believe in the same form, why don't the followers of all the religions accept only that one form to be the form of the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul? Why do they believe in various forms? This fact doesn't come to anyone's intellect. When that incorporeal light comes to this world, he selects the two special souls Ram and Krishna, and makes them the chief in the tasks of establishment of the new world and destruction of the old world. The soul of Krishna, in his last birth, is revealed in the form of Dada Lekhraj in Sindh, Hyderabad, in the west of Bharat. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul Shiv enters him and performs his task after being revealed in the form of Brahma at first. He plays the loving part of a mother. You may visit any Brahma Kumari ashram and ask any of the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. Did Baba ever look at anyone with displeasure, or did he ever say any bad words to anyone? Or is there anyone who experienced sorrow after coming in contact with Brahma Baba? Every Brahma Kumar and Kumari will say that even though they met Baba only for 10 minutes, they didn't experience as much love from anyone in the world as they experienced from him. Brahma Baba was the embodiment of love. For example, even now serials are broadcasted on TV. You will see that demons receive boons from Brahma. They are demons, yet they receive boons from the Mother Brahma. Actually, this is one form of God that is shown, and just opposite to this, There is another form, the soul of Ram. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul enters him at the end of the Iron Age and becomes famous with the name and form of Shankar, the World Father. Look, just like Krishna's name and form has become famous as Brahma, in the same way that Ram's name and form becomes famous as Shankar. There are also two souls who are the cooperative powers of these two powers. Radha is the cooperative power of Krishna and Sita is the cooperative power of Ram. Their present forms are named as Saraswati, the cooperative power of Brahma, and Parvati, the cooperative power of Shankar. These are the names of their present forms. When the Iron Age world ends and the new Golden Age world is created, there is combination of the nature and sanskars of these four souls in the form of Vishnu. Now, in every house, the sanskars of the husband and wife clash with each other. You won't find a single house where there isn't a clash of sanskars. However, in the beginning, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul had also created such a world where the sanskars of these four souls harmonized and became one first of all. It is these souls who become the residents of Vaikuntha first of all, and the combination of the sanskars of these souls is shown in the form of the four arms of Vishnu. People say, don't they? My brother left his body. My right hand has broken. So, it doesn't mean that his right hand has broken in reality. But it means that the cooperative soul has gone away. In between the two forms, Shankar and Parvati, that is Adishakti takes on the form of Chamunda, meaning a ferocious form of Parvati, the consort of Shiv, and Shankar takes on a destructive form. The soul of Ram, Shankar, brings about destruction through his cooperative power, Mahakali, the darkest and fearsome form of goddess Parvati. Without taking on the form of Shakti, demons like Ravan, Kumbhkarna, Meghnad can't be transformed. Souls with such demonic traits have intruded into the Brahmin community in great numbers who just play demonic part. In order to reform them, the soul of Ram who shoots the arrows of knowledge becomes ready with the name of Shankar. These arrows aren't violent weapons. The sharp words of knowledge that the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul has said for them after coming through the mouth of Ram, the deep meanings of those words themselves act like arrows of knowledge for them. We certainly like those great sentences, but for those type of demonic souls who have intruded in the Brahmin family, they act like violent arrows. Their heart is wounded by them. So, in this way, the third form is merged in these two forms of love and law of the mother and the father. It is called Vishnu, the combination of the four souls, Brahma, Saraswati and Shankar Parvati. As for the rest, there has never been a person with 4 arms like Vishnu, or a person like Ravan with 10 heads in the world. 10-headed Ravan means the 10 religions from the beginning of the Golden Age till the end of the Iron Age, together, establish such an unlawful gathering of democracy of the 10 gathered heads of Ravan, which brings the entire world to the verge of destruction. But the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul had come and established the lawful kingdom of divine kings by teaching them Raj Yoga. When the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul opens Adhyatmik Vishwavidyalaya, he is called the World Guru, Sadguru, so he will have certainly become the Vice-Chancellor of this University of God, where he gives us very high positions in the world in some gathering like Rosary before going. He himself taught the art of ruling to the souls who have been kings for many births in the country and abroad. It is called Raj Yoga. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is teaching that unlimited Raj Yoga through the knowledge of the Gita now as well. He is making us into kings for many births. The worldly limited fathers make us have attainments, give us the inheritance for just one birth. But when this father from the world beyond comes to this world, he gives the kingship for many births to his souls like children and then goes back. That kingship for many births is being given now. Within a few years, The 108 elevated souls are going to be revealed in the world, who will bring about excitement or thrill in the entire world and will take control of both the religious and the political power in their hands. These very 108 elevated souls are remembered even today in the form of rosary in every religion. When the whole world is trapped in the clutches of Maya, the living Son of Knowledge, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul descends to this world. The clutches of Maya doesn't mean any lady. Lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego are the 5 vices contained in human being. The whole world is entrapped in these 5 vices. Today, there is not a single person who is free from the clutches of these 5 vices. When the condition of the entire world becomes extremely worse, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, Shivbaba comes to this world. In its remembrance, Mahashivratri, meaning literally the great night of Shiv, a Hindu festival celebrated in the honor of Shiv, is celebrated. At the time of Mahashivratri, when the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul Shiv arrives, there are many religions spread all over the world. In those religions, there is a lot of perverse criticism in the name of religion and no knowledge at all. Topics of ignorance and only ignorance are narrated in the name of knowledge. Money and advertisement is given more importance. The task of the establishment of religion, the topics of virtues are negligible in those religions. It is then that the Son of Knowledge, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul comes to this world and eliminates the darkness of ignorance. This is why, in the land of Bharat, Mahashivratri is celebrated at midnight in the month of Magh in its memory. Magh is the 11th month of the Hindu lunar calendar, which corresponds to January and February. When it is the last month of the year, the end time of the world, when the Iron Age is about to end, the darkness of ignorance spreads all over the world. Just like it is shown in the TV serial Shaktiman, they say, Andhera Kayam Rahega. Darkness will prevail forever. The demons just wish that the darkness of bodily ego should prevail forever. The world should remain in the stage of ignorance and they should succeed in carrying out their demonic tasks through the indriya of lust and anger. So, these lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego are demons, and their chief is lust. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul comes and has the lust reduced to ashes just through the body of Shankar at first. We thought that lust will have the form of a deity. He was named Kamdev, the deity of lust. Actually, there is no such deity. It is the bad conduct, the weaknesses or defects within us. Deity Shankar burnt them to ashes from within himself first. Those who burn it to ashes are number-wise, at different levels, according to their spiritual effort. But it is shown for Shankar that he burns it to ashes first. He opened his third eye of knowledge and the lust was burnt to ashes. It wasn't some external lust depicted as a deity who shoots an arrow of flowers on Shankar to break his meditation. It was something within himself in the extremely tamsi Iron Age which was burnt to ashes and destroyed by him. When the chief is burned to ashes, the other 4 robbers and dacoits, anger, greed, attachment and ego, will run away automatically.